Hi guys, I'm the Infamous, and today we're going to be taking a look at Sunday's Lightcones, Eidolons, teams, and more. Now I'll have chapters so you guys can skip to a part you guys like, but I'd recommend watching the whole way through, just to make sure you guys are getting the best out of your Sunday. Now with that out of the way, let's get right into the video. Sunday is a 5-star imaginary harmony, and he plays exactly like you guys would expect from a Bronya or Sparkle. So when it comes to Lightcones, it's very easy to recommend because if they're benefiting them, it's benefiting him. So one of the free-to-plays that I would recommend 100% is Bronya's, simply because you're getting skill points every time you ultimate, and then you can recharge it every other ultimate, and you're also getting energy regen. Now, the damage bonus coming from this Lightcone for your teammate that you're skilling is very nice to see, but basically every Lightcone has some version of a buff, so this is not the best part. The best part that you guys should be taking knowledge of is the fact that you're getting skill points and energy regen. This is so good, especially with Sunday being type neutral. You can also break positive with this Lyca. It's very nice to see. I would definitely recommend this if you guys have it. But let's say you guys do not have Bronya's Lyca. Another good free to play option is past and future. Every single time you skill a teammate, you're giving them a damage increase just like Bronya's, just like Sunday's signature. But the downside about this is the fact that you're losing out on the skill point efficiency and you're losing out energy regen. Like I said, that's the reason why Bronya's Lyca is so good, and you can basically put it on anybody because of that. This sadly doesn't have that same thing, but the damage bonus is still there. So if you want to just focus on that and you don't have an issue with any, energy whatsoever, go right ahead and use this. This is going to be very good for him. Now, two weapons that are summonable that I would recommend are one, Sparkles. If you could choose Sundays, please choose Sundays over this one. This is a very mediocre Lycan, but bare minimum, it's giving you crit damage, so you guys could use this to build his passive. Now, if you guys regenerate some skill points, which I believe he does in his passive, at least 1 or 2 every other ultimate and skill, you guys are going to be getting crit rate. But the thing is, this is not going to be consistent, so do not rely on this. Point is, crit damage is going to be very good. That's basically the only reason why you would even use this Lycone, but again, do not summon on this. It's not worth it. Now, something I would actually recommend summoning on is Sunday's Lycone. Every time you skill or ultimate, you're giving him energy flat, not percentage, flat energy. This is really good. And then you get 45% damage bonus for the person you're skilling or ultimating on. Very nice. But the best part is the fact that you recover a skill point every other skill and ultimate. If you get 2 instances, you immediately get a skill point, which obviously it's going to be better than Bronya's. So if you guys do not have a free to play option and you guys want to go for a signature, this is by far the best. If you get E1, S1, this is probably the best setup you can get on any support in the game as of right now, especially for hyper carry. When it comes to Sunday's tracers, like I say in every video, please level up every single trace, but for him it's even more important because basically every part of his kit is going to give a big damage boost to your main DPS. For example, the ultimate's giving crit damage, the passive is giving crit rate, and the skill is giving damage bonus. Now, there is no excuse not to level everything. If you guys do not have the materials, be patient and wait, but again, level them all up, including even the basic, because for all we know, this could be the difference between you zero cycling a boss and not. So for everything, please level them up, but if you want a priority list, I would say do the ultimate first, talent second, lastly the skill. Now, the reason why I say that is because the skill, you don't really need as much damage bonus. You're still going to get the skill point passive, so that's the most useful part about the skill. And when it comes to ultimate and your talent, it quite literally gives you the most important things, which is crit value. So again, though you should be leveling every trace, I would say ultimate, talent, then your skill for your priority list. When it comes to Sunday's builds, we are fairly fortunate because we ended up getting a brand new 4-piece set, that being the Relieved Ordeal set. The 2-piece gives speed bonus just like something like Hackerspace that we would have used traditionally, but this is a big increase in terms of damage because now the 4-piece is going to give skill and ultimate the ability to grant crit damage to your teammates. It also stacks, which is absurd. I don't have to explain how crazy that is. That's about almost 40, borderline 40 crit damage. You're at 36. That is insanely nice for a teammate. It's almost like having a mini Sparkle passive on a teammate. So by far, this is easily his best 4-piece. Now, if you guys haven't farmed this yet and you guys want to substitute for the meantime because you guys just really want to run Sunday, the 4-piece Hackerspace is actually a decent substitute. Now, you're still getting the same 2-piece, but the 4-piece is significantly shittier. The speed bonus is practically useless unless you're running someone like Sela. And again, that's very niche. Nobody really cares for speed bonus. The crit damage is just overall going to be better for basically everyone in the game. So if you guys can, please farm the Relieved Ordeal set. Do not farm Hackerspace, at least in this type of day and age, okay? Now for the 2-piece, you guys can choose something different. I chose Lushaka because for me, I'm running somebody very simple. In this case, I'm running Dr. Ratio. He's an attack scaler, so if you guys are running somebody in the first slot, anybody that's attack scaling can benefit from this, as well as him because he's getting energy regen. But if you guys do not want to run Lushaka, you you guys can actually run the Penacony set, which is going to give damage bonus to the people of the same typing. So for example, Lusaka only gives attack, so My Day wouldn't benefit from Lusaka. But if you gave him the Penacony set, which is giving everybody that's imaginary type bonus, he would benefit from that because My Day is also an imaginary typing. So I think it just depends on what characters you're running with him, what type of hyper carry setup you're running. But in general, for most characters, Lusaka is going to be best in slot. So if you guys can, most of the time, if you're running any attack scaler for that matter, Lusaka is the best in slot, so just farm it if you guys can. When it comes to Sunday's Eidolons, I think you guys are going to be very happy regardless of whether or not you guys are a heavy spender or a light spender, just because of how good every single Eidolon actually is. For example, if we look at Eidolon 1, you're giving defense ignore to your teammates, 16% for your teammate, and 40% for their Memo Sprite. So if you're running him with somebody like Aglaia or even Castoris, even though he's not as optimal with her, every single Memo Sprite user will be able to take full advantage of this. So again, it's a very significant increase, especially in hyper carry teams. Now when we look at Eidolon 2, if you're running somebody like Dan Heng and Bibiter Lune, you're giving 2 skill points once you're using your ult for the first time, which means that if you have an M2 Dill, this is going to be a better pickup than somebody like Sparkle. Back then, you guys were forced to run Sparkle because she would provide enough skill points for Dill, but now with Sunday having this passive, this actually makes him a better pickup because of the raw damage increase. He literally gets 30% for free here too. It's insanely valuable, so if you guys are a Dan Heng main, I think you guys will be very happy picking him up. Again, it's an E2, so it's pretty early on too, thankfully. Now, Eidolon 4, I think this is the first time we've seen a passive with 1 sentence in a while, but it's very simple. You guys just get 8 free energy whenever he gets a turn. Nice to see. Very, very simple. Then Eidolon 6 is fairly unique. You're gonna get a crit rate boost effect, stackable up to 3 times, and whenever you guys actually get above 100% crit rate, because of the sheer amount of support you guys might be getting, you guys will be able to convert your crit rate into crit damage. 1 crit rate will be converted into 2 crit damage. Insanely good. Sometimes in hyper carry teams, you have like overinflation in terms of stats just because the sheer amount of buffs you're getting. But in this circumstance, he actually converts it so you would have max value. I would never recommend going for an E6. This is very nice for niche scenarios like that where you just have too many boosts, but again, I wouldn't recommend ever spending that much on a unit. It's a very nice quality of life as well, but again, it's just up to you guys at that point. When it comes to Sunday's teams, we are actually very fortunate because Sunday himself is just a really good hyper carry support. For example, you guys can run him with follow-up units, attack scalers, HP scalers. In general, he's just a very versatile unit. One of his best teammates is going to be Saber, somebody that wants a lot of action advances, energy regen, crit rate, crit damage. He does it all, so Saber is going to be somebody that takes full advantage of his utility. Another person you guys can run with him is somebody like Dr. Ratio. The fact that Sunday's buffs last multiple durations means that Dr. Ratio's follow-ups actually gets the buffs as well. So that's massive for him. Also, the fact that they're the same typing also helps because it gives you more versatility in terms of what planar sets you want to run. Another character you guys could run is Castoris, an HP scaler but a Memo Sprite user, meaning that not only is he action advancing her, but also the dragon. And even though the dragon kills itself, the fact that Sunday is here is a really good option is nice to see. You can slot him into basically any hyper carry team and he'll have a role in some way, shape, or form. You could even choose to run no sustain and run somebody like Sunday, Robin, and Triby. Insanely good for a non-sustain setup. In general, Sunday is very versatile. It just matters on what DPS you're running, and with that circumstance, you can build around them. For example, with my Dr. Ratio, instead of having another Harmony, I ran Pele for the debuffs because he needs it. But Sunday is so good that you can literally have him run as a solo Harmony and he'll be able to give enough buffs to carry your teammates. To put it simply, Sunday can do it all. Right now, we're going to be going into a match just so I can try to explain as much as I can about Sunday's kit and how it actually looks in game. So one of the first things I want to point out is Sunday's technique. It's actually very useful in comparison to many other Harmony units. When you guys use his technique, the first ability skilled on your teammate will actually increase that person's target. For example, let's say Saber in this situation, she would actually have a 50% damage increase for the first 2 turns of her action simply because of his technique. It's a very significant increase, and I would find it to be honestly better than most of the units we have in the game. As you guys could see, my Saber was able to take action before my Sunday, and now he's able to use an insta advance action just to give her another turn. Now the reason why this happens is because of the fact that I'm actually running my Saber at 135 speed and I'm running my Sunday at 134. That way that she can take her action first and he can run right after her. That's also very significant because we're getting 2 turns instead of just the 1 action advance with the buffs. Now another very nice thing is the fact that because I'm running Brania's signature over his own, he's getting so much raw
energy regen, that we have his ult up immediately. And because of the fact that we have Bronya's signature, we're actually going to get 2 skill points here. As you guys can also see, when we pop the ultimate on Saber, we also ended up getting a bit of energy regen. Now that is very significant for somebody like Saber because of the fact that she needs it. Most of her damage comes from ulting, and like a traditional DPS that needs energy regen, this is going to help her out immensely. Also, now that we've seen Sunday's technique, skill, and ultimate on Saber, we can quickly take a look at the sheer amount of buffs she's getting. She's getting 80% crit damage from Sunday's ultimate. She's getting 45% damage bonus from the skill, and that's coming directly from the Lightcone. The technique is giving another 50% damage bonus. The talent from Sunday is giving 20% crit rate, and then on top of all of that, the Plan R set is giving 12% extra attack. She is getting so much raw value in terms of stats. I don't think there's a single thing we're missing. I guess other than speed, which you don't really want on her because we have a perfect sync with them anyway, there really isn't anything else you guys could ask for. He literally does it all. Now, just for the sake of showing how this actually looks, I'm going to quickly finish up this cycle, and you guys can see that because of the fact that we have him at 134 and her at 135, they're still going to be able to get another action in here. As you guys can see, Saber took her turn, Sunday pops his skill, gives her another turn, and we're barely done with the second cycle. Honestly, all the stuff that I showed you from Sunday is all there really is to know. His skill could also cleanse, which I can't really show an example right here because of the fact that there really is nothing to cleanse in that fight in specific. And other than that, honestly, there really is nothing else. We're getting the action advance, we're getting the crit rate, the crit damage, we're getting the attack bonus from Lushaka, damage bonuses from Lightcones, technique even. Every single thing is providing value, but besides the buffs, there really is nothing else to explain because we've already seen this exactly, play out with somebody like Bronya or Sparkle. Especially Bronya specific because the 135 speed to 134 speed meta has already been a thing. So in this video, I basically just covered the basics. There really is nothing else to learn. If you guys play 135 to 134 speed Sunday, which I would definitely recommend those speed thresholds, aside from that, your game would basically look exactly the same regardless of who you're playing with. In this case, for me, it's Saber because, I'm supporting the collab character. Fuck yeah, I'm definitely gonna use that. But in general, I think this is the best example I could give and the simplest way I can put it. His buffs are the main showcase, and you guys could see all of the buffs he's providing. Anyway guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a pretty simple video. I want to make a Saber guide as fast as I possibly can. I might actually have it before this one just because she's the newest character out, but regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll be uploading a lot more. There's a lot more guides for ZZZ and HSR coming out because this week is busy. Anywho, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.